I'm Sue Renfrew, and I'm an art teacher, and I've worked with the Guild for Psychological Studies for since the 70s. That's 1970, which seems amazing when you think of it. But what we do with art, and we work with music, and we work with psychological thoughts and feelings, and so with art you can express things you might not be able to say in words to people, and use very simple materials. We're not thinking, I'm going to make a beautiful picture. That's not what the art is used for. It turns out to be a beautiful picture sometimes. And I have friends that have never thought they could draw, and then they do this, and then they take that home and put it on their wall because they realize that they made something beautiful. So what I'm going to show you is just the technique, a way of doing it. You find yourself a quiet place, and you can do it wherever you feel comfortable, and take along material that you think you might like to use, and paper. Doesn't have, it can be little, it can be big. It can be big as taking off shelf paper, white, and putting it up. It just is what is drawing you. And let's say right now that I'm feeling very sad. I'm missing my daughter. I wish I were with her. And so how do I don't want to talk to you about that. I want to show you how I work with it. Somehow for me, blue works as something connected with the ocean, but it's connected with tears. And I'm just not going to think about this with my head. I'm going to feel it. And there's a kind of way that I might like to make teardrops and color them in. But then I'm thinking, well, it isn't always sad. I always don't feel that sadness. There's something promised ahead. There's something, I don't know what, and I just let myself pick whatever color comes to me and start putting it in. I do it, and I'm not thinking about anything else, not thinking about my homework. I'm not thinking about what Mother thinks. I'm trying to just let myself speak in this other way of talking and sharing and whatever. I might not think this is working, and I have other paper. I might think I just want to do line drawings because lines tell you a lot. And I might just draw a line and let it be where it's going, and I don't know where it's going, and I don't know where it's ending, but that isn't what's important. What's important is being able to express something that helps you find what it is you're feeling. I'm thinking of, now I'm thinking, oh no, this isn't, this is more like, this is getting to be like maybe a red cloud in the sky, and the sky, it's closing down. It's going to be night soon, and so I think I want to put maybe the sun and the sun and the sun. I might even say sun. It doesn't have to be a realistic drawing. And then I might like to just shut my eyes for a little while and think what's coming, and because your emotions don't stay, they move and they change, and so you want to catch that too, that part of it, whether you catch it on another sheet of paper or whether you do. I might think, oh, I want to put a person. I want to put a person. And I don't have to draw a person like an artist that's been doing art for 20 years and practicing. I, that's what Emma Jung is one of the wise people, the part of Jungian psychology, and she'd say, we all have critics. Just tell your critic to go and take a walk. And then you don't have to have him sitting on your shoulder telling you, that's not a good person, that you haven't drawn, that's not a proper nose. Just that is something that we all need to get rid of, and we all have that pest. It's not the wise one that helps you later. It's the one that stops you from creating something. And one of the famous artists said, if I knew what I wanted it to turn out to look like, why do it? And what he does is let it come, let it come. Let the night, here's the sky coming, here's the sky coming. But just, or you might not be someone who likes to work in large sections. You might be a very quiet, intimate person, and what you do could be on a little piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a big piece of paper. And it can be with pencils, and it can be very small. You might want to make flowers in a garden, and that somehow that's saying something to you about a beauty that's there. And your flowers can be they can be whimsical flowers, or happy flowers, or they could be funny flowers. But it's you. It's what you want to do, and you have to give yourself permission to do it. You might want to take scissors and cut out shapes and then put them down. That's what one of the famous artists did, Matisse. When he was so ill and old and had to stay in bed, he would cut out with scissors, and then he'd get a friend to put them up on the wall in a pattern and all, and he did that. So now there's a show in New York of his, or was, that is several huge rooms are covered with these cutouts in beautiful colors. And he says, I'm never alone, he said. They're always there with me. He also drew women's heads on the ceiling, which he could do because he had a long pole, and he could draw with a pole what he wanted on the ceiling. He said, I have friends. Oh, I'm Sue Renfrew, and thank you very much for taking the time just to